What the hell is that?
Creature emerging from murky waters to unknown critters hiding from people.
Oh my god!
They are all caught on camera.
Oh hell no, that's crazy.
Be it an encounter with a swamp beast, a random discovery, or a calculated attempt.
What is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Here are the most shocking swamp moments that will leave you on the edge. Have you ever heard of a Walrus Bigfoot? It might sound unbelievable, but some believe this strange creature could be lurking in remote areas. The idea mixes the mystery of Bigfoot with the features of a walrus, like long tusks and a bulky frame. Like in this video, a few people were walking near a swamp when they noticed something moving in the water. At first, it seemed like floating trash, but when they looked closer, they realized it was something else entirely. A massive figure with 2 long tusks and a terrifying face. Many online viewers claimed it was a Walrus Bigfoot. While there's no scientific proof, sightings like this keep the legend alive. Sydney's strange creature. The ocean hides more mysteries than we can imagine, and sometimes those mysteries surface. In the coastal waters of Sydney, Australia, a young man was casually filming when something strange caught his eye. Curious, he zoomed in, and there it was. A mysterious creature breaking through the water's surface, sending a misty spray into the air. The creature lingered, moving slowly as if it didn't mind being watched. What could it be? For a moment he wondered, was this Australia's version of the Loch Ness Monster? Some say it might have been a whale or a large fish, but others aren't so sure.
Come over to have a look.
Mermaid or myth?
Masya Allah, itu ikan apa duyung ya?
Mermaids have fascinated people for centuries, and now a strange video is making waves online, leaving many wondering, are they real? In this footage, something unusual appeared in a pond, right under a tree. A mysterious figure emerged from the water. Long, flowing hair was clearly visible, but what really caught attention was its fish-like tail moving beneath the surface. The eerie, slow movements left viewers shocked. Many now believe this could be real proof that mermaids might not just be a myth after all.
Masya Allah, itu ikan apa duyung ya?
Dark water horror. When a fisherman's fishing line was pulled forcefully into the water, he decided to investigate. He placed a chick bait on the raft. And soon, the culprit came out. A strange, hairy creature suddenly emerged from the water. Its thick fur and terrifying face features were like nothing anyone had seen before. The creature slowly approached the bait, snatched it, and disappeared back into the dark water. Chupacabra on camera. Legends of the Chupacabra have fascinated people for years. The footage showed a decayed humanoid figure floating in a shallow stream. Its body looked worn and damaged, but the most disturbing detail were its limbs, which looked oddly human. Locals who found it quickly recorded the scene, and the video spread like wildfire. Firefighters later pulled the creature from the water, but even experts struggled to identify it. Some thought it was a monkey, though its decayed state made it difficult to be sure. Remember, not everything that seems impossible is just a story. Mystery at dawn. A group of Australians had a strange experience one morning. As they explored the riverside, they spotted movement behind a huge rock. At first, they thought it was just another person enjoying the morning, but they quickly realized it wasn't. The figure slowly stepped out, and its appearance was anything but normal. Its body looked oddly stretched, and its pale, rough skin seemed almost unnatural. They got lucky, and it didn't spot them. Otherwise, who knows what could have happened? Hairy mystery. Swamps are strange places, dark, muddy, and full of things most people wouldn't want to run into. But what if something in the swamp actually started interacting with you? A group of people were filming themselves shooting arrows at targets in the forest when they spotted something bizarre near a swamp. It was hairy, covered in mud, and had glowing eyes. Shocked, they moved closer to get a better look. As they watched, the creature let out a deep roar and slowly moved toward a nearby bridge. Then, without warning, it dived into the water and floated away. Some think it was just a muddy animal, but no one's really sure. Skunk ape sighting? In Tampa, Florida, a man canoeing through Lettuce Lake Park spotted something unusual. At first, he thought it was a bear, but this park isn't exactly bear territory. Curious, he started filming. The creature had long, swinging arms and moved smoothly through the dense swamp, and even dived underwater before vanishing. If it was a person, they had to be crazy because the area was crawling with 12-foot alligators and venomous snakes. Giant lizard. Not long ago, people spotted a giant sea creature in the Amazon River. As it emerged from the water, its massive head was hard to miss, and its long neck gave it a really unusual look. Those who saw it said its face resembled that of a lizard, making them wonder if it could be a new species. The creature was just standing still in one spot, and its body was hidden underwater. What could this mysterious animal be? Secrets of swamp. The Great Dismal Swamp. Just the name alone sounds eerie, right? It was called that because it was both vast and, well, pretty gloomy. This swamp stretched through North Carolina and was home to all kinds of creatures. Muskrats, minks, and those strange, pointy things rising from the water called cypress knees. These knees helped the tree roots breathe in the soggy ground. The massive trees with wide, bell-shaped bases, those were also cypress trees.
In the swamp in North Carolina. Look at this old building.
Scattered throughout the swamp, there were mysterious old buildings. Some looked like abandoned homes. Others, maybe barns. They seemed over 100 years old, slowly sinking into the earth. It made you wonder, what stories could these forgotten places tell if only they could speak? Pale Hand. In November 2021, a group of friends floated through murky waters in a small boat, checking traps they had set earlier. One trap used a raw chicken as bait, meant to catch turtles or alligators. But instead, something much stranger appeared. A pale, webbed hand with long, thin fingers rose from the water, something no known animal should have. Shocked and scared, the friends pulled the trap in. But that's when it got worse. A ghostly face with hollow, dark features surfaced, reaching for the chicken. After that chilling encounter, it's safe to say they won't be returning to that swamp anytime soon. Tick terror. Who would have thought that ticks can get this big? Recently, a mysteriously huge discovery was made by an explorer. He claims to have seen the largest tick ever. Well, that's not all. The tick had a strange hybrid appearance. It looked like a mix between a tick and a human body. These strange features forced me to search on it, and I found the truth. Though it's disappointing, let me tell you that this nightmare-inducing creature was an incredibly realistic art piece made from silicone. Handcrafted with eerie detail, it even had a price tag that wasn't revealed in the video. Ugliest fish ever. Pacu fish might look harmless at first, but some of them are straight-up nightmare fuel. Known as the vegetarian cousin of the piranha, these fish usually have human-like teeth for crushing nuts and plants. But one fisherman recently caught a pacu that was anything but cute. He claimed it was the ugliest fish of the decade. And honestly, he had a point. This fish was huge, with a slimy black body and an unsettling number of teeth. It sure should be called a once-in-a-lifetime catch. Face in bushes. Getting stalked is scary, especially when you don't know who or what is watching. In this video, a person was looking through the bushes after spotting strange movements. At first, it seemed like nothing. But then, something stared back. Suddenly, a face appeared, fast and clear. That's when they realized it wasn't human. The pale skin, bald head, and thin, fragile body looked far too strange. Many believe this eerie figure was a Skinwalker, a creature from old legends said to copy human form, but never perfectly. The way it showed its face, sudden and deliberate, was enough to make anyone's heart race. Mystery blobs. Blobs. They're weird, right? But some blobs hiding in Vancouver's Lost Lagoon are more than just strange shapes. When water levels drop, they reveal something unusual: bryozoans. These odd, brain-like blobs are not one individual creature, but a whole colony of tiny organisms living together, covered in a layer of slime. As adults, they stay in one spot, and new colonies start from a single larva. Each tiny member, called a zooid, is a hermaphrodite, but the colony grows through asexual reproduction. While they look a bit creepy, they are safe to be around, though they do leave behind a sticky, mucus-like residue. Angry croc. Crocodiles may look lazy while sunbathing, but when they lose their temper, things can get wild. One person found this out the hard way while kayaking through a quiet swamp. Everything seemed normal until he heard loud splashes coming from the bushes. At first, it felt like something alarming was hiding there, but when he got closer, he realized a crocodile was stuck. Its teeth were caught in the thick branches. Feeling brave, he tried to help using his paddle, but as soon as the croc got free, it jumped into the kayak. The sudden weight flipped the boat, sending him crashing into the water. Thankfully, he managed to escape safely, but that's one close call no one would want to repeat. Reptile man spotted. One night, a group of explorers was walking through a forest when their camera captured something strange. It was a bipedal figure whose towering size and scaly body soon became clear. When the footage hit the internet, speculations exploded. Many believed they had just witnessed the infamous lizard man in action. Could this be a lizard man? What do you think about this encounter? Let me know in the comments below.
What was it? Do you see it where?
Holy crap.
Stalking Bigfoot.
Oh, and no.
Sometimes the peacefulness of morning walks can take a strange turn. In Vermont, one early morning, this nature lover was walking along a trail, taking in the beauty around her. Everything seemed normal until she heard something. It wasn't just the rustling of leaves. This sounded like footsteps, as if something was following her. When she turned around, the camera caught a chilling sight. A towering humanoid figure, about 7 to 8 feet tall, covered in thick black fur. It looked like a Bigfoot. The moment she spotted it, panic took over, and she ran as fast as she could, leaving the mysterious creature behind. Thankfully, she turned back on time and was saved from the creature.
Oh, and no.
Sneaky octopus. Now we all know that octopuses are known for their 9 brains. But what kind of smartness is to live in a muddy pond? I guess that's just how animals believe nowadays. It was spotted by a man trying to cross the mud-filled area. He was halfway through when he spotted the 8-legged creature coming out of one mud hole and creeping into other. According to the experts, it could be the Atlantic mud octopus, as this species is known for preferring mud ponds or sandy shores. Eel that walks. While exploring the swamps of Florida, a crew came across something truly bizarre. At first glance, it looked like an eel gliding through the water, but then it walked.
Oh yeah, dude, that's totally an Ephiuma. Is it really? Yeah.
This slippery creature was an Amphiuma, a rare type of salamander. And here's the wild part. It carries 25 times more DNA than humans. Amphiumas are expert hiders, rarely seen by people, but when they do show up, they leave everyone completely stunned. Anaconda crosses river. Anacondas are some of the largest snakes on Earth. They can grow over 20 feet long and weigh hundreds of pounds. But a 50-foot anaconda? That's the stuff of nightmares. A few years ago, a video circulated online claiming to show a massive anaconda swimming across a Brazilian river. When shared online, the video started a debate with many relating it to another video of an anaconda crossing a road and calling it doctors. But no expert jumped in to tell if it was real or not. So why don't you let me know your thoughts on it? Jungle's creepy secret. For years, locals whisper about the eerie presence of a pine squid, describing it as a bad omen, but no one has ever captured clear proof until now. This chilling video from deep in the jungle showed a strange creature clinging to a tree. Its body was covered in slick, black, slimy skin, almost like living tar. Long, tentacle-like arms moved slowly, making it look both creepy and unreal. This footage finally confirmed what many feared. The pine squid was real. And one thing's for sure. When it comes to the unknown, the world still has plenty of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Bells in the swamp. Imagine paddling alone through still, murky waters at night. The only sounds are distant crickets and the soft ripple of your kayak. Then, out of nowhere, faint church bells start to ring. This eerie footage shows a similar thing that happened to a kayaker. What was even more unsettling? There was no church in sight, no lights, no signs of life. Out there, surrounded by nothing but water and shadows, the sound of bells felt chillingly out of place. And the real question is, if no one else was there, who or what was ringing them? Cobra's secret skin. Cobras are fascinating creatures, known for their hooded stance and quick, fatal strikes. But sometimes they leave behind something even more mysterious: their shedding.
देख सकते हैं ये कोबरा का स्किन है.
In this eerie footage, a person discovered a massive cobra skin near a small old pond. The skin was stretched out along the ground, its delicate, scaly texture catching the light. It was surprisingly long, much longer than the snake itself, because snakeskin covers both the top and bottom of each scale. The sight of it lying there raised questions. How big was the cobra, and was it still nearby?
इतना बड़ा साइज का कोबरा होगा, आप तो अंदाज लगा ही सकते हैं. इसका ये जाके यहाँ.
Glowing eyes. Two explorers were wandering through a forest at night, checking out the area, when bam, one of them spotted something deep in the bushes. At first, they thought it was a skinny man sitting there, probably needing help. But the vibe was off. Out of curiosity, they zoomed in with their camera to get a closer look. And then, it happened. As soon as their flashlight hit the figure, it suddenly looked up at them. Its glowing eyes lit up like something straight out of a nightmare. The explorers froze for a second, totally spooked. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't human, and it definitely wasn't friendly. Pipe dweller. You must have heard of those stories about strange things crawling out of toilets. Well, this one might top them all. One evening in Malaysia, a family got the shock of their lives when a massive creature started emerging from their bathroom. The footage captured the beast poking its head through the toilet door, slowly surveying the room before dragging itself onto the floor. The family believed it had been living in the pipes, only coming up when it grew too big to stay hidden. While no one could say for sure what it was, many thought it was a giant snake. So, the next time you hear a strange noise from the bathroom, maybe check twice. Bridge of Secrets. In this footage, a man placed his camera near a small bridge over a muddy fishing area. Villagers had complained about strange sounds coming from the bridge at night, and what the camera captured was something extremely shocking. Two shadowy figures appeared in the frame, seemingly one male and one female, sitting beside the bridge before jumping into the water beneath. With pale white skin and an eerie, human-like shape, the creatures moved quickly, swimming in the water as if they were searching for something, maybe fish. Their fast, almost desperate movements made the whole scene even creepier. Wolf or something else? Driving alone at night can be pretty eerie. The quiet, the shadows, and the feeling that something might be watching. It's enough to give anyone chills. And that's exactly what happened when this person was driving through Yellowstone National Park late at night when something strange caught their attention. Glowing eyes in the darkness. And there it was. A huge black creature standing in the middle of the road. It looked like a mix of a wolf and a dog, but something about it seemed unnatural. The creature stood there staring at the car like it was hungry. After a while, it turned around and disappeared into the shadows, probably thinking no one was inside the car. Alien parasite? Sometimes nature throws out stuff that looks straight out of a sci-fi movie, like this creepy creature found in a pond in Barbados. It was a rat-tailed maggot. But here's the weird part. It had a massive parasite inside it. Some thought it might be anal gills, which help maggots breathe underwater through their rear end. But these gills were way too big to be normal. Plus, they're rarely seen outside the maggot's body. So, the best guess? An alien-like parasite feeding off the maggot's remains. Whatever it was, it swam along, still clinging to a body. A haunting reminder that nature always has a few strange tricks up its sleeve. Face to face with fear. Some stories sound too strange to be true, but what if they are? A man was playing with his child when something terrifying appeared. Many believe it was a Skinwalker, a mysterious creature from old legends. These beings are said to be a type of demon that can change shape, usually into an animal. Thankfully, someone shut the door just in time. But those eyes? Cold and eerie, enough to give anyone nightmares. Way too close. Some people get too close to alarming stuff, like this guy who stood right in front of a massive anaconda while recording it. At first, the snake only poked its head out of the pond. But as it moved forward, the muddy water revealed just how huge it really was. The snake flicked its tongue and kept coming closer, but the guy didn't seem scared at all. Almost like the anaconda was his pet. From the way it stretched through the water, it was clear that this snake had to be at least 20 feet long. Honestly, standing that close, that's either fearless or just plain crazy. Reptilian mystery. A Ukrainian soldier captured footage of a strange reptilian humanoid resting near the edge of a forest. Between the creature and the soldier, there was a road and an open field, making the whole scene even more mysterious. As the soldier kept recording, a civilian on a bicycle rode past, completely unaware of the creature lurking nearby. But the creature noticed him, and then, just like that, it vanished, possibly using some kind of cloaking ability. 300-pound giant. On the last day in Guyana, this fishing team had an insane encounter with two incredible fish, one weighing around 5 pounds, and the other a massive 350-pound arapaima. While fishing, they spotted a huge fish surfacing, and with perfect timing, the bait landed right in front of it. The fish struck hard, so hard it almost pulled the rod away. The battle was intense. The arapaima thrashed, dived into obstacles, and even pushed back with its enormous weight. After a tough fight, they finally pulled the giant fish up. With bright red fins flashing, the arapaima eventually swam away, but not before leaving behind an unforgettable memory. Giant claw. Sometimes a simple walk by the water can lead to the strangest discoveries. This happened when a man was passing by a lake and noticed something unusual in the water. At first, he thought it was just a stone, but when he looked closer, things got weird. It looked exactly like a giant crab claw. He became curious, so tried to touch it. The claw had a white, rocky texture. Definitely not what you'd expect from a regular crab. While many people online believe it's just a rock shaped like a claw, others aren't so sure. Could it be a leftover piece from some giant mysterious creature? What do you think? Termites of the sea. Some things sound like they belong in a horror story, but they're real. Shipworm trees are one of those creepy things. These trees hold shipworms, which aren't actually worms, but clams. These strange creatures burrow into wood underwater, making them some of the scariest sea creatures out there. If you ever spot a tree or a piece of wood underwater, it's best to stay away. Why? Because these shipworms could break out of the wood and latch onto your arms or legs. Yikes! They eat through wood super fast and can even destroy entire sunken ships, earning them the name termites of the sea. Imagine that! An entire ship gone in no time. Demon in the dark. A group of hikers was setting up camp one night when they suddenly heard a strange noise. Curious but cautious, they pointed their flashlight towards a rocky peak of the hill. At first, they thought it was just a person sitting there, but they were wrong. The creature slowly lifted its head, and massive wings unfolded from its back. To make it even creepier, it pulled one of its arms out of its mouth. The hikers froze for a moment, realizing they were face to face with something demonic. Pure panic hit them as they started running and screamed at the top of their lungs, knowing they were in serious risk. Swamp beast. We've all seen it in movies. A monster rising from a swamp, ready to charge. But what if it happened in real life? That's exactly what some drivers near a highway saw when a huge snake-like creature crawled out of a lake. It was long and thick, sliding slowly toward the road. What made it even weirder was the mist, or maybe smoke, rising from its body. Some believed it was a sewer beast, while others noticed a strange greenish tint on its skin. Later, many online viewers argued it was just a giant python covered in moss or algae. But with a creature that size, can we be so sure? Lizard Man mystery. Have you ever heard of a creature so strange it sounds like pure fiction? Well, in South Carolina, the lizard man is no joke. After almost a decade, it seems he's back. Over the weekend, 2 different people sent in photos and a video, claiming to spot a strange figure near Scape Ore Swamp, the very place where the legend began. Back in the late 80s, people reported a giant lizard-like creature with red eyes that supposedly charged on cars. But the story is much older. Some say Native Americans told tales of a similar beast long ago. With new sightings, one question lingers. Is the lizard man real, or just another local legend? The silent stalker. One night, 2 friends were driving through a quiet, lonely area in northern Mexico when they spotted something strange. A dark figure stood behind a tree, watching them closely. At first, they thought it was an animal, but then they saw its glowing eyes. The figure kept peeking out, disappearing and reappearing, almost as if it knew they were looking. Fear crept in, and without wasting any time, they sped away, leaving the eerie figure behind. Whatever it was, they didn't want to stick around and find out. It's a chilling reminder. Never drive on empty roads at night. Floating stranger. Aliens, real or just stories? People have claimed to see strange things for years, but some sightings are just too weird to ignore. Imagine walking through a quiet field when you notice something unusual. A tall, thin figure with a pale body and freakishly long arms stood there, completely still. It didn't look human, more like those gray aliens people always talk about. Its skin was pale, almost shiny, and its head was too big with huge dark eyes that never blinked. For a while, it just stood there, like it was watching everything closely. Then, without warning, it floated away. No steps, no noise, just gone. Whatever it was, it left behind one big question. Bridge watcher. In North Dallas, someone was walking under a bridge when they suddenly heard a rustling sound from the bushes nearby. Curious, they looked closer, and that's when they saw it. A strange, humanoid figure was watching them from under the bridge. For a few eerie moments, it just stared. Then, without warning, it slipped back into the shadows and disappeared. No one knows what it really was, but many believe it wasn't human. And honestly, if something's hiding under a bridge, do you really want to find out what it is? What on earth did you just see? And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Werewolves are considered just a legend, right? Well, not for this one village. People there swore they had captured a real one, and the sight was terrifying. It was a huge creature covered in thick, dark fur, with sharp teeth that gleamed in the faint light. But something was strange. It looked injured. The creature let out deep, painful growls that echoed through the quiet night. At first, everyone just stood there, frozen in shock. But then, the growls grew louder, angrier. Without warning, the beast lunged forward. Panic broke out as people screamed and ran in every direction. They believed the creature had escaped as it wasn't happy. But what really happened that night remains a mystery.